Good morning, students. This is 12th standard botany video class, video 14. In this lesson, we are going to continue the same topic, that is fertilization. What is fertilization? Fusion of male gametes with the female gametes is known as fertilization. In angiospermic plant, double fertilization is occur. Double fertilization means the pollen tube which contains two male gametes. One of the male gametes fuses with the egg via synergids, which is present in the micropylar region of an ovule. Another male gamete which is fuses with the secondary nucleus or polar nuclei, which is present at the center. That process is called second fertilization or triple fusion, which forms the embryo sac. So, two fertilization is taken place in the angiospermic plants. That's why the fertilization of angiospermic plant is named as double fertilization type. So, this one we have seen in the previous video class. Today also we are going to continue the same topic, that is fertilization. How pollen grains which reaches on the stigma, what are all the events of fertilization, then different movement of pollen tube in the style, then entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac, double fertilization and triple fusion. Everything we are going to see in the video. Dear students, see the diagram which are showing how fertilization process is taken place. See, this is the structure of gynecium, that is female reproductive organ. The basal portion is called ovary. A small slender stalk-like portion is called style. At the stigma, at the tip, they are having the oval-shaped structure or spherical-shaped structure is called a stigma. Inside the ovary, they are having the ovules. This ovules only afterwards modified into seeds, which is present inside the fruit region. The structure of an ovule we have already seen. So it is surrounded by two integument. Inside the integument, they are having the embryo sac. The integument is not fully covered by the embryo sac. It leaves a small opening is called a micropylar region. Opposite to the micropylar region is the chalaza region. The chalaza region which contains three nucleus. Likewise, the micropylar region is also contained the three nucleus. All on the center they are having the polar nuclei, two polar nuclei. All of them present in the nutritive tissue is called a nucellus. See, the egg nucleus is also having n number of nucleus. The polar nuclei, each and every one, is also having n number of nucleus, that is n number of chromosome. So both polar nuclei and egg cell which are act as a female gametes. So the egg cell only fuses with the one male gamete which forms one fertilization, that is syngamy. Another one male gamete which fuses with the two polar nuclei. So 2n plus one male gametophyte, that is the n. So it forms the 3 nucleus, 3n type of chromosome. That fusion is called a double fertilization or triple fusion. Due to the triple fusion process only, it forms embryo sac at the center of the ovule. So this is the process of fertilization events taken place inside the ovary. Dear students, this is the diagram which are showing how pollen grains which is reaches into the embryo sac of the ovule. See, at the top they are having the stigma. Stigma contains many pollen grains. It allows only one pollen grains due to the rejection recognition protein reaction. The germinated pollen grains only enter into the stylar region and reaches to the chalasa region or micropylar region or the integumental region. That one you will see later. That is how pollen tube enter into the embryo sac. That is the different type. So here this one shows the pollen tube entering of embryo sac. Dear students, the style which is present in the gynecium having the outer tissue and the inner tissue, and it contains a small canal-like region which contains the chemical substance to make the pollen grains to move into the embryo sac region. So this is said to be the entry of pollen grain. Dear students, last video class we have seen how pollen grains which is landed on the stigma region. Once it is landed on the stigma region, it germinate and produce the pollen tube. The pollen grains with pollen tube is accepted by the stigma only, fuses with the egg. Not all the pollen grains are accepted by the stigma. Only few pollen grains allowed to germinate and enter into the ovule and fuses with the egg. That is the capacity contains in the stigma. So the incompatibility and compatibility of the pollen grains is identified by the stigma. Dear students, after the germination of pollen tube, enter into the style from the stigma. The growth of the pollen tube in the style is depending upon the type of style. So that's why we told you recognition and rejection reaction, protein reaction of the stigma. So, types of style. First one is the hollow or open style. Second one, solid style or closed style. Third one, semi-solid or half-closed style. First one, hollow style or open style, which is present in the monocot plant. Normally I showed the diagram. A hollow canal running from the stigma to the base of the style is present. The canal which is lined by a glandular cells that is named as transmitting tissue. They secrete chemical substance called mucilage. I told you the style which are having the canal or கால்வாய் மாதிரி இருக்கும் சொன்னேன், which are secreting chemical substances சொன்னேன். Through the chemical substance only the pollen tube is entering into the embryo sac. I told you with the help of the diagram in the previous page. Here the glandular canal cells secrete the substance is called a mucilage. The pollen tube which grows on the surface of the stigma lining the stylar canal. The canal which is filled with a secretion serves the food material to the growing pollen tube and also controlling the incompatibility between style and the pollen tube. So, what will happen? In the hollow type or open type, It contains a hollow canal. Which one contains the hollow canal? A style of the gynoecium contains hollow canal which runs through from the stigma to the base of the style. A canal is lined by a tissue is called a glandular canal cell named as transmitting tissue which secrete the mucilaginous substances. The pollen tube which is lined on the stigma grows through the surface of the cell lining the stylar canal. The canal is secreted nutrition or food material for the growing tube, and also it controlling the incompatibility reaction between stigma and the pollen tube. The nutritive substance secreted by the stylar canal contains carbohydrate, lipid, enzymes such as esterases, acid phosphatases. So these nutritive substance giving food material to the growing pollen tube. Not only that, these chemical substances only which are controlling the pollen rejection reaction. So this food material which contains the protein, these proteins only having the capacity to control the rejection reaction of pollen tube by the stigma. So this type of style is called a hollow style or open style, which means what is that one? It creates a hollow, a small tubular like canal which secrete the chemical substance giving nutrition, and also it has the capacity to the controlling of incompatibility of the pollen tube. So this is said to be hollow type. Hollow type means they are forming the transmitting tissue, glandular canal cells or transmitting tissues. Next one, solid style or closed style. First one, hollow style or open style. That means they are forming the canal which is lined by a glandular canal cells named transmitting tissue which are determining the incompatibility of the pollen grains and also give nourishment to the growing pollen tube. The incompatibility of the pollen tube is determined by the protein which is present in the stylar region. Okay, so it forms the hollow tubular like structure from the stigma to the base of the style. That's why it is named as open style or hollow style. Now we are moving to the next one, solid style or closed style, which is common in dicot. This type of style contains a central core of elongated, highly specialized cell called transmitting tissue. This type is most probably equal to the hollow type, but the function is not same, it is somewhat different. The content of the everything, content means what is that one? Which contains carbohydrate, enzyme, esterases, acid, phosphatases, and also incompatibility determining protein substance also present in a site. Everything is same, but function is different. Here, the pollen tube grows through the intercellular spaces of the transmitting tissue. That is the difference between hollow style and solid style. Hollow style, pollen tube which pass through the canal which contains the secretion of mucilaginous tissue. But here, the pollen tube which pass through the gap between the cells, that is said to be intercellular spaces of the transmitting tissue. So this type of style is known as solid style, common in dicot plant. Everything is similar to the hollow site, but the function is different. How the pollen tube which is entering into the embryo sac means they are pass through the intercellular spaces, the gap between the cells only, the pollen tube which reaches the embryo sac. The last one is the solid, semi-solid style or half-closed style. This is the intermediate stage between solid and hollow style. There is the different opinion of the nature of transmitting tissue. Some authors says that the transmitting tissue which is present only in the solid cells. Other scientists named as this lining cells of hollow style is also act as a transmitting tissue. So whatever may be, the transmitting tissue which is present in the solid cell and a hollow style only make the pollen grains with the pollen tube enter into the embryo sac via stylar transmitting tissue which containing the mucilaginous substances. In the first hollow type, it will be passed through the cells which is present in the canal, hollow canal of the style region named as transmitting tissue. But in the solid type, the pollen tube is transferred through the intercellular spaces of the transmitting tissue. The last one is the semi-solid type. It is an intermediate stage between the hollow style and the solid style. Some author says that transmitting tissue which is present only in the monocot plant type of style, that is solid style, but other considered as hollow style only present in the monocot plant, solid style is present in the dicot plant. Most of the dicot plant only having the transmitting tissue is given by some authors, but some authors told that hollow style is also containing the transmitting tissue to transfer the pollen grains to the embryo sac region. So that is said to be the different types of style is the book back question. Kindly note it down in your textbook. It's very simple only. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the different types of style which allows the pollen grains to enter into the embryo sac. First one is the stylar region. Is lined about by the glandular tissue named as transmitting tissue. At the center, they are having the long core, a empty space, look like a canal filled with mucilaginous tissue. This long hollow tube which starts from the stigma to the base of the style region. So second one is the glandular tissue which is present in the transmitting tissue region. Here the cells which are present in the glandular cells, the pollen grains are transmitted through the cell, some of them which is transmitted between the intercellular spaces, that is said to be solid style. Next one, see the third diagram. The pollen grains which are germinated and pass through the hollow canal, that is said to be hollow style or open style. Third one is the stylar canal only. The stylar canal, the cross section of the stylar canal is given in the diagram of E, is the outermost layer. Then inner they are having the glandular canal cells. The glandular canal cells having the extracellular matrix. This matrix only secreted the mucilaginous substance Through this mucilaginous substance only, the pollen tube, pollen grains with the pollen tube enter into the stylar via stylar region to the embryo sac. So this is said to be the different diagrams showing the stylar movement of pollen grains. Next one is the entry of pollen tube into the ovule. It's a book back question. Write the different entry of pollen grains into the ovule. There is pollen tube into the ovule. It is divided into three types. One is the pollen tube which enters through the micropylar region, that is said to be porogamy. Another one, the pollen grains with the pollen tube enter via chalaसल region, that is said to be chalasogamy. Another one, the pollen tube which is entered through the integumental region, that is said to be mesogamy. So first one, porogamy. See the pollen tube which is brown in color enter via micropylar region, that is said to be porogamy. Micropyle means a minute opening which is present in the integument is called, what is that one? Micropyle, isn't it? So that is said to be pore. So via micropylar only the pollen grains are entering into the embryo sac, that is said to be porogamy. Second one, the pollen tube which is entered via chalasa region. Where is the chalasa region? Opposite to the micropylar region is said to be chalasa region. Via chalasa region only the pollen tubes enter into the micropylar region where the embryo sac is present. That type of pollen tube entry is said to be chalasogamy. The last one, mesogamy. See the pollen grains which are entering into the embryo sac via integumental region, that is said to be mesogamy. So dear students, these are all the different types of pollen tube entry with the diagram. Is very important 5-mark question as well as the 3-mark question. The diagram, each and every diagram is very much important for 2 mark and 3 marks. Dear students, next we are going to see the topic is entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac. So before we have seen how the pollen tube enter into the embryo sac via stylar region. Then entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac. Dear students, the entry of pollen tube into the ovule with the help of style. That method is also different type. Hollow style, solid style and semi-solid style. Hollow style is common in monocot plant and solid style common in dicot plant. Most of the scientists mention that solid style only contains the transmitting tissue of the pollen tube. Now, how the pollen tube enter inside the embryo sac. The embryo sac which is present in the micropylar region of the ovule. The pollen grains which is entered into the embryo sac directly with the help of the synergids which is present on either side of the embryo. That means egg or embryo. The pollen tubes enter into the embryo sac due to the chemotropic substances there is a chemical substances which is present inside the stylar region. The pollen tube, after traveling the whole length of the stylar region, it is entered into the ovary locule, which is present in the micropylar region of ovule by a structure called a obturator. So, long style, some plants they are having the long style, some of them which are having the short style, whatever may be, through the stylar region, that is canal region, which is present inside the style, having the transmitting tissue, producing the chemical substance is called a mucilaginous substance. With the help of this chemotropic substance only, the pollen tube, which is reaches the ovary locule, that means inside the ovary region, via micropylar end, that is called a obturator. So obturator is a small part which is present in the pollen grains, which makes the pollen grains enter into the micropylar region. From this micropylar region to the embryo sac, it is entered via obturated process. After reaching the embryo sac, the pore is formed in the pollen tube at its apex, that means tip, just behind the apex region. The content of the pollen nucleus, that is pollen tube, male gametes, vegetative nucleus and cytoplasm, discharged into the synergids, into which pollen tube enters. Pollen tube does not grow beyond the embryo sac. The tube nucleus disorganizes. So there is the pollen grain which is reaches into the embryo sac. So simply we can able to say that one, the pollen tube, pollen grain which germinated in the stylar region passes through the mucilaginous process and enter into the micropylar region, which contains the obturator. With the help of obturator, which is enter into the embryo sac via synergids. So all the content of the pollen tubes which is present at the apex tip of the pollen tube, all the pollen contents, that is cytoplasm to male gamete and the vegetative nucleus are discharged into the synergids. Once it is discharged in the synergid of the egg apparatus, the tube nucleuses disintegrate. The other content of the pollen grains are discharged in the synergids, that is two male gametes with the cytoplasmic content are discharged in the synergids region of embryo sac. That is said to be entry of pollen tube to the embryo sac. Dear students, see the do you know paragraph. Obturator is a substance which makes the pollen grains to enter into the synergids. This obturator may originated from placenta in Euphorbiaceae family, funiculus, that is stalk of the ovule of Anacardiaceae, style of the gynoecium in Thymilaceae, and ovary wall in Otilia olismoides. So these are all the different origin of obturator to make the pollen tube to enter into the synergids. Dear students, now we are going to see how double fertilization and triple fusion taken place in the plants. So this process was first identified by two scientists, one is Navaschin and Gignard in the year 1898 and 1899 in Lilium and Fritillaria plants. Both the male gametes are released from the male gametophyte, that is pollen grain, which is involved in the fertilization. That is, both the male gametes are responsible for fertilization process. They fertilize the two different components of the embryo sac. So embryo sac which contains 7 celled and also 8 nuclei. This one you already studied in the previous video class. Chalasa region contains 3 cells, that is antipodal cells. Micropylar region which contains 3 cells forms the egg apparatus. The egg apparatus, they are having one egg cell at the center which is larger in size. On either side of the egg cell, they are having the synergids. So this is said to, at the center, they are having the 2 polar nuclei. So this is the egg apparatus which is present inside the ovary. So the 2 male gametes which is enter into the embryo sac which is responsible for fertilization. So this fertilization is called a double fertilization which is common in all the angiospermic plant. One of the male gamete fuses with the egg nucleus, that is called syngamy, to form the diploid zygote. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the fertilization process in angiosperm. First diagram is the pollen grain. Structure of pollen grains which contains vegetative tube nucleus and the 2 male nuclei. Here this is the ovule. Inside the ovule we are having the embryo sac. I told you 8 nuclei and 7 celled which is present inside the embryo sac. Antipodal 3 cells and also micropylar region 3 cells. Out of these 3, 2 are synergids. One of them is the egg nucleus. At the center they are having 2 polar nuclei or otherwise named as secondary nucleus which is diploid in condition. Okay. So see the diagram. One of the nucleus which is fuses with the egg to form the diploid zygote, that is said to be syngamy. Another male gamete fuses with the center secondary nuclei or polar nuclei, so diploid condition, n plus 2n which forms the 3 nuclei named as endosperm. So after that the zygote or an embryo developed inside the ovary. The triple fusion or second fertilization which forms the endosperm which act as a nutritive tissue of the growing embryo. The green color only is named as the embryo. At the light brown color or a pink color is named as endosperm which is formed due to the triple fusion or double fertilization. This endosperm which are act as a nutritive tissue or food material of the growing embryo. This growing embryo which is present inside the seed region. So this is said to be the fertilization in angiosperm. Dear students, up to this we have seen how fertilization is taken place in angiospermic plant. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.